Back and finished third in the Wadley after that horrific accident you had only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
You must be getting back to your best now, do you think?
Yeah, I had a tough year last year, and going into the winter, I was having a good winter, and I've had a few viruses, and I've had a real rough 3 months. Yeah. But slowly getting back into the swing of things, and I had the aim of going into this race and hopefully getting around, and what will be will be. And I was in a better situation than I imagined myself being in, and I felt good at the end, and we stayed away all day, and that was a good day.
A grippy race all day.
A grippy race for sure, and the wet conditions made the corners very sketchy for sure. It was a grippy race, and the war of nutrition really, because it was so cold as well. Getting colder, yeah, and that obviously made the race harder to keep warmer.
Well, just talk us through the early start of the race, because even when I saw it come round on the first lap, there was a break of about a dozen riders.
That's right, yeah, so straight away a few riders went up the road, and then later on another group went, and it was about 10 riders, and we then bridged across, made the junction to the other 5-6 riders, and then we sort of at that point we formed a sort of 15-20 man breakaway. Yeah. We was greeted by a few riders later on in the later sections with about 4 laps to go. Yeah. And then as the race went on, we lost a few riders as the race went on. I had my teammate come up the road, which was nice, James Ricks. So, it was nice to have an extra man with me. So, yeah, it was a really good...
As you say, with about 4 laps to go, about 30 of you.
Yeah.
Come round next lap, races exploded. It must have been such a hard lap.
Yeah, it really was, and you look back and you can't really remember so much. It just that all happened so quick, and you just followed it, and that was it. And
it's a case of just following wheels and...
Yeah, it was. Yeah, just a case of following wheels and using my head, because I knew that if I was making moves myself, I wouldn't have been probably in them positions that I was in because of not being at the top of my game because of the last 3 months of being just getting over illnesses, as probably a lot of cyclists and a lot of people have found over these last few months. It's just been really difficult. Yeah,
there has been a lot. The last 2 laps.
That's it. Yeah.
That was when it all kicked off. When
lap and a half, 2 laps to go. That was when Joey Walker and Mike Morphy went up the road, and that was decided because that really was make or break. If they'd have committed straight away like they did, that could have stuck, and it did. And us not being.
3 of you, I think.
That's it. Yeah, for sure. We had 3 of us. There was Jon Mould from JLT, and then you had the Cervelo guy, and then you had myself. Yeah, and we took a while to get going, and it was just a little bit too long getting into bit of a hesitation, as you can imagine. But the other 2, they committed straight away and got the gap. They knuckled on, knuckled down and got on with it. And at that point, coming up to the last lap to go, and we was a good 2k from the finish, just joining the reservoir, coming on the finishing section. That's when it sort of, just before the hill, Jon put a big effort in. Jon Mould put a big effort in. He really did put a big effort in, and we lost the other guy that we was with. And then that's when I went over Jon, and then got held off for 3rd. It would have been nice to have been a little bit higher up given the situation, but like I say, they really did commit straight away, and that they really did do well. Them 2, Joey Walker and Mike Morphy, for sure, they did that well. Yeah. So.
The final question, Andy loves this race.
That's right, Andy Lyons. He won this race back in his day. Yeah.
So yourself, what does it mean to you, the Jock Wadley?
Oh, it means a lot for me. Over the last few years, it's always been something coming back into it, and it means a lot to me in general. And I think this year's going to mean even more to me.
It's nice for the guys to come down to your neck of the woods.
That's right, that's it, for sure. Yeah. It's nice to come down here and being on your home turf on Essex, and we train on these roads, and it's nice to be here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What's your next race?
Next race is next weekend, and that's That's going to be March Hare over at Velo Park.
All right.
And then we got a few boys over at the Wally Gimba.
Gimba,
Yeah, and then the following weekend, that's going to be a busy weekend with the Mark Bell. That's going to be the next big one. So that'd be a real decider.
You've got a busy program coming up.
For sure, yeah. So it's nice to get into the swing of things back after the winter. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
For some wins now.
That's it. Yeah, looking for some wins. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well done.
Thank you, Larry.